If you want a place to exist in the new world where men and women from all different backgrounds can come together and worship the gods together and be a community that you've always craved in your soul, but that you didn't think could exist. I'm telling you right now that that can exist.
I would describe the fellowship to someone who's never been to one of our events as the island of misfit toys. We have so many different people from so many different walks of life, and it doesn't matter how far you are on your path. It doesn't matter how long you've been practicing.
We focus more on the things that bring us together. There's a certain magic when everybody's coming together in one spot, and we feel that a lot.
We are a community of like-minded pagans that follow a variety of traditions, all from the northern hemisphere, the northern world, which is why we went with northern traditions. And we come together seasonally for gatherings to celebrate the gods, the spirits, and the folk, meaning obviously the gods and the deities that we worship, the spirits of the land, the spirits of the ancestors, the spirits of all around us, and the folk, which is the folk, the people that are here now around the fire with us, and the ancestors as well.
The state is that we don't limit ourselves to just the Norse gods. That is the primary focus for most of us. However, I've seen people come in that they worship the Slavic gods, that worship the Celtic gods. We've seen Native American. We have even had Christians come in. We don't limit ourselves to any one pantheon. What we do want is that everyone is respectful to everyone.
If you attend a gathering with font, the biggest thing you can expect is acceptance. You don't have to hide who you are, what you worship, what you do, even if it is different from the people that are also attending. You are accepted, and you have the opportunity to show your true self, be your true self, and become better than you ever thought you could.
What to expect from a gathering would be good chats, a lot of deep conversations around a fire, hailing the old gods especially, that's kind of number one up there. But hopefully finding community and more local people that you didn't know existed, and make those bonds and ties that goes beyond just the gatherings and more into our day-to-day life.
My favorite memory, but a recent one that I really enjoyed was when we were at the Long Haul in Ohio, and we were doing a Freya retreat that involved building an altar to Freya, and we kind of just had a hodgepodge of everyone's spiritual items that they had brought for this ritual, and we were just grabbing big pieces of wood that were laying around, and just over the course of a couple hours watching people take all these different things and build this big altar in the creek, and just watching it go from scattered objects and literal rubble to this just like gorgeous altar in like that perfect golden hour light in the middle of the creek. Just literally watching everybody come together to make something beautiful. That stands out to me.
So the rituals with the Fellowship of Northern Traditions, they're very vast. It depends on which season you're going in. A lot of times we try to tie it to the season, but they can be very unique. You will very rarely see the exact same ritual. We cover a lot of different aspects. We cover community. With the snow tree, we cover the land that we're on with the land material. Then from there, we have what I call the capital rituals that, we're giving a lot of praise to the gods, and most importantly, we're doing rituals to appreciate the things that we have.
The rituals down in Texas, I would say we do depending on the season. So in the summer, we'll have more lighthearted rituals, fire jumping, those kinds of things. And in the winter, when we do more Yule rituals, they're more ancestor-based and reflective.
What makes Font unique compared to any other organizations like it is the extreme lack of gatekeeping and the high potential for growth in not only your spirituality in the organization as well as it's a safe home where you don't need to be worried about prosecution for your beliefs.
I think what makes Font unique is that we place so much emphasis on the actual gathering of people in real life, and again, just our welcoming nature. We try to foster an environment that is welcoming, where people can be themselves, that is low drama, not getting involved in, topics or, conversations that are going to be divisive, but focusing on what unites us, welcoming people as they are, wherever they come from, wherever step in the journey that they're at.
We're a lot more relaxed and less drama than a lot of other online groups. One, we're not, racist or all the trigger words, as they would say. We also have that community bond, I think, that a lot of other groups lack, that interconnectedness. It's beyond just the dehumanization of the screen and being able to, oh, I know that person, I had this conversation with them, and recognize that and have a more connected sense.
So the way we keep our community safe, we have a lot of, we have acknowledgements, which is pretty simple. It's essentially just be a good person if you want to sum it all up into one. We have a vast majority of leadership, and we also have a lot of stewards that have a core care for the community, and they're always on watches to make sure nothing happens. With the amount of people that have come to our events and the amount of issues we had, it's actually truly amazing that we've had so few issues. But whenever we do, we handle them very good, and then we also have meetings leading up to it to make sure that it goes on record, and then we do continuous improvement to make sure that it doesn't happen again.
So the structure of our leadership, best way I can describe it is kind of similar to I'll use military analogy. Is
Kevin did it too.
you got your regular people. You got like your younger enlisted. Then you have your stewards will be kind of like your NCOs, your sergeants, your master sergeant, whatever. Fellowship leader trainee, I'd say it would be like early officers, so brand new lieutenants. Then you've got your leaders, will be your higher up officers. Then you have the vice law speaker and the law speaker, which would be your top dogs.
Well, Font has grown so much since I first stepped into it. The first event that I went to was just a hike, and we had a couple hotel rooms that we piled into afterwards. And now we're an official nonprofit, and we're having gatherings all across the country, all across the world. The growth has been exponential, but I feel like we've done a really solid job of keeping the heart of it the same. The people that are leaders, they still remember back when we had, small gatherings and we were all just kind of figuring it out together. And I think that helps.
Yeah, I think Font has changed a lot, but the core element that made it so special in the beginning is still there. At this most recent Yule, we had some, a high number of new people, and I saw myself 6 years ago in their faces when they went to their first ritual, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, that was so powerful."
Mm-hmm.
That was another really cool moment for me. But we have gone from just people messaging each other on Instagram and getting an Airbnb to an organization that's seriously thinking about getting land at this point.
So one of the biggest long-term goals for Font is, as everybody knows, the long haul. We're striving to get enough money for the long haul, and also have land where we can permanently practice this and evolve that land with a lot of the stuff that we want, but also what the community wants, a safe haven to go to. So that's definitely one of the biggest focuses in every meeting that we have, as far as how do we get there. If we're not there yet, how do we get closer to that goal?
Some of my long-term goals for Font is not only what I want to see Font achieve, which is the hall, multiple halls, expansion into other areas where people are necessarily not having the opportunity to do any type of practice. We want to expand further and create more awareness My goal personally is to just be part of the environment, be of service to those that need it, and help in any way I can.
I want my kids, if this is the path they're going to follow, to be leading rituals within Font. I want to have so many naming ceremonies and hand fastings, and I just want us to be around for decades to be able to make an impact.
I think it's always been our focus not to have too explosive of a growth, that we, bite off more than we can chew and more than we feel ready to handle. But I think now we're in a place as a community and as an organization where that stability is there, and now it's the time to push more and start to look more seriously into the loans and actually getting the process rolling on the hall. So it's a very exciting time.
Yeah, so we've collected, or we've received donations of about $26,000 specifically for the goal of the hall. Right now, we have about $31,000 in assets, and our treasurer, my beautiful wife, is in talks with the bank to investigate, the avenue of potentially getting a loan for the hall land, which will come with its own challenges. But, we've been doing this for 6 years. We've been dreaming about the hall the whole time. We are really, digging into every possible way to make that happen. And it's going to happen.
So one of the best ways that somebody can support that goal is we have a GoFundMe. That's where a vast majority of the donations go. All money that goes towards that donation will go to the hall. We also have an online community through Discord that has a small monthly fee, and all that money also goes towards the funds of it. There's a lot of people, like-minded people in there. Whenever we get somebody new, they're very welcome. Whenever they have questions, we have multiple channels for that, so you can extend your knowledge while also touching base with a lot of people that are thinking just like you.
People can learn more about Font from our website, northerntraditions.org, or we do have a newsletter that if you sign up every month, you'll get a newsletter to your email inbox, and that will have information about past gatherings we've done, future gatherings we're going to do, blog posts, and those sorts of things.
I think if there's people who are kind of curious to what we're about, I think just give us a try. We have the day events that we're going to try to do more of, and the free events. I mean, something as, helpful as your day that we do and cleaning up that benefits your local area. It's not just, paying money for this retreat that I don't know necessarily all about and people going. But I think that we're a very welcoming bunch, and you'll at least find one person that has a similar story or some kind of connection to the gods or other guides, and yeah.
If you've ever felt like you're crazy or felt like you're feeling things in the world around you and you don't quite know where your place is, I think we've all felt that at some point. But specifically when it comes to spirituality and paganism and breaking free from monotheistic views, there are so many people in this community that understand that. And when you come to a gathering, you don't even really have to get 3 conversations in before you realize that these people just get you. They get you on a level that can be slightly overwhelming, at least for me. The first couple gatherings, it was that feeling of, oh, this person understands such a deep part of me that I've never really been able to even articulate myself. And that's the feeling that I always treasure and that I hold close when it comes to this community and the gatherings, and it's why I'm so passionate about putting on these gatherings for people to come and have that moment of, oh, this is how it should be. This is how it can be.
If you've made it to the end of this video, I just wanted to kind of show my face here, because if I've done my job right, I haven't shown it. And that's because Font is just so much bigger than anything I set out to do. Yes, you know, I'm very glad and proud that something I started 6 years ago now, 6 years ago, is still going. I'm so proud that you know, all these amazing people are going to leave from this place and continue to put on these events and gather around the old gods. And I have kind of gone my own way in the sense of like, you know, doing this tattoo thing, but you know, being a part of Font is a part of my life, and it's probably going to be a part of my life forever. And I have had to take that step back and how involved I am. But coming to this leadership retreat, I was like, I want to share our story and continue to share our story. And it might not be in the same way that I was 5 years ago when I recorded, 6 years ago when I recorded it. But that story still lives on. And I think it's still important to share it with all of you. And it might not be as explosive as it used to be in those kind of videos, but it's even more powerful. It's grown up, it's matured, it's grown into something so beautiful. And I am just so proud of all the leadership that have come and gone and are still here and will come. And I'm so proud of all the amazing community members and people who have come to our events and the amazing friendships that have been formed along the way. And so this kind of video is a love letter to that, a love letter to the fellowship for the last 6 years and for what we do in the future. And I really do hope we are making those moves. It's hard. We had 6 hours of meetings today. And you know, it is a grueling process making bureaucracy work, making democracy work, and making those decisions together. It's definitely a little bit slower, but at the same time, it's safer, it's more sustainable, and that's the most important thing, I think, when looking at a future of building things, of building structures that last generations. And so I know it's not what I expected it to be. You know, when I first got on that pedestal and I'm like, I want to build a hall. It might not be that, and it might not be as explosive and fiery, but this is the safe route. This is the route I think we're meant to take. It will happen. I can't say when it will, but it will. And it's going to be a beautiful, hard, amazing process, and I can't wait to share it with you when it does happen. But until then, thank you so much for joining me for this video, and thank you so much for listening to the story of the Fellowship of Northern Traditions and seeing what it's become. I'll say it once again, as I used to say all the time. Until the hall, skull.
Yeah.
You look like I had a gun to your head.
I don't like cameras, man.
Don't like.
Yeah, take a sip. Take a sip. Take a sip.
Take a big old swig. There you go. Can you give me like a hello? My name's Blake.
Hi. Hi, my name's Jacob, and I'm a Norse Pagan.